I've fished with a lot of lures, and I've fished with some funky stuff, I've fished with weird stuff, I've fished with just about every lure you can think of. Now, I'm not saying that I've done it all and seen it all, but I've fished a lot of lures. And let me tell you, for smallmouth bass, by the way, but let me tell you, I haven't come across a lure that I've loved fishing as much as this one. I love this thing. This is the best thing since sliced bread in bass fishing. If you're wondering why this thing went ICAST in 2011, this is the reason. I'm going to prove it to you in this video, because this little mouse right here, the live target field mouse, Koppers live target field mouse, this bad boy here is unbelievable. This lure is it's wild. I wish I would have filmed when I fished this lure, because it is awesome. I mean, it's just, I'm out of words. I'm at a loss for words. This thing is awesome. I love this lure right to death, and it's been selling like crazy. I've had a hard time. I had one last year. I fished with it. I love it. I had noticed a couple things about it, which I'll talk to you about in this review. But I've been trying to find one of these since last year, and everywhere I went, they were sold out. So I went to Cabela, sold out. I went on their website, it was sold out. I think the only place I didn't go was eBay. That was my last resort, and I didn't go to it at the time. I never thought of that until now. But I didn't go to eBay. I looked around my local tackle shops, sold out. Everywhere sold out. And then I looked into Walmart the other day, and there it was. There was 2 left, so I had to grab one. And man, oh man, I'm just, I love this lure right to death. Woodsman 500 here, by the way. In the depths of fishing review month, actually getting towards the end of it. And let me tell you, this lure is just, even if you don't fish, even if you know nothing about fishing, this lure for smallmouth bass is crazy. You have to fish it. It's wild. You would not believe it. It's kind of gross though if you think about it. I mean, it's a mouse. It's a field mouse. But oh man, it's just so fun. You could be in 30 feet of water, and smallmouth are just they're all over this thing trying to get it. It's crazy. You have to see it for yourself. It's unbelievable. First I want to show you this little thing. I never showed you this, but with Live Target you get all these little sheets of information. They're kind of cool. French side there for all my bilingual friends. I do have subtitles. They're pretty funny if you want to turn them on. But anyways, so there's all the information. They talk about it. Lures versus live target. You can see it there. Traditional, and then the live target lure version. You know, just different things like that. Instructions. How to fish it. Different ways to fish it. Stuff like that. And then down here at the bottom, this is very important. If you've never fished like a topwater lure like this, like a hollow body frog or a hollow body mouse like this little bit of information is very important. That right there, so make sure that you feel the weight of the fish before you actually set the hook on this. That's my tip right away, because if not, you're going to miss a lot of fish. I've seen Jeremy Wade. If you've never seen oh, what's that show called? River Monsters. I seen Jeremy Wade fishing I don't know what he was fishing. It was some sort of a topwater, and he kept missing. It was because he seen the explosion and he was trying to set the hook. And I'm sitting there at home saying, wait till you feel the weight of the fish. Anyways, so that's just my little side note. Just make sure that you wait till you feel the weight of the fish, and then give her, set the hook, and you'll be really impressed. Like all live targets, how I rant about them. The quality of the finish is just crazy. Like, it's wild. The quality of the finish on this, you just can't go wrong. They even did the little lines for his toes and little mouth right there. So yeah, very nice. I really like it. And it does come in a couple different colors. It comes in a pure white. Comes in this version. I think it comes in a brown version as well, so just go check it out. I'll put the link down the bottom for Live Target's website, so you can go check out all their high-end items that they have for fishing. As far as hooks are concerned, super sharp, really sharp, and they will do the job. and it's a hefty hook there. Don't think it isn't. And let me tell you, it never bends, and it's really good, especially for those hard hook sets, which you're going to be getting. Materials. The one thing I will say, this tail here, you do have to watch it. I find this tail will pop out on you. See how I'm pulling it down there, and you can kind of see a little bit of a gap. So what I'm going to do before I start fishing this, I'm going to take a little bit of super glue and a little dab of Loctite in there, just to make sure that that tail doesn't come off. So that's kind of a thing that I noticed, because my tail came off really early with the first one of these I had. But as far as the rest of it's concerned, super high quality lure, and it's going to do the job. I also find that these hooks, you kind of have to watch them because they're so sharp. They do kind of see there, you can kind of see where it's stabbed into the plastic there a little bit. So that's something else to watch. When you actually set the hook, so you set the hook on it, this mouse is actually going to move up your line. So when you move that line, or when you move that mouse back onto the hook, just make sure you don't stab the bait at all, because then that'll cause problems there for durability. But other than that, it's super high quality. The same material that you see in the live target frogs as well. This thing floats really well, no problem. Just make sure every now and again you squirt the water out of its butt, just to make sure it's going to stay on the top of the water nice and nice. And this thing casts really well as well. You're not going to have any problem casting this. Even with a spinning reel, if you wanted to use it for that instance, if you don't know how to use a bait caster, like me, then with a spinning reel it works out fine as well. And just make sure you're using a stiffer rod so you can get the nice hook sets that you know that you're going to get. Overall length and body length and stuff, well, you can pretty much see it there. It's a pretty decent sized lure. It's got a nice long tail on it, but it's not as big as some other ones. The body is nice and narrow. That's why it's so good for smallmouth, I think, because it's a narrower bait. It's not really wide like the live target frog, the hollow body frog that I showed you. It's nice and narrow, so I think that's why the smallmouth tend to gravitate towards this more than a frog. Quality, super high quality lure. Like I said, just watch them hooks so you don't stab the body of the bait, but other than that, you're set. This thing is going to last a long time. And that tail as well. Watch the tail, because it will pop off. But man, what a lure. I mean, for catching fish on top of the water, it is intense. You have to try it. I've been ranting and raving about this lure to Outdoors Guy 500. I think he's kind of tired of hearing about it, but I keep telling him, I say, you got to get one of these. You got to get one of these. Walmart has them. Go get one. There's only 2 left, and I just bought I just bought one, so go get yourself one. But what a lure. I mean, you wouldn't believe it, but this thing catches fish. I was kind of skeptical. When I first seen this, I said, there's no way. I said, I gotta try that. I gotta see if that actually works, and if you can actually catch fish with that. Well, I wasn't disappointed. I mean, man, oh man, what a lure. I mean, you gotta get yourself one. You got to. If you love smallmouth bass fishing, if you love largemouth bass fishing, heck, if you like pike fishing, you got to get one of these lures. You wonder why they want this lure when I cast in 2011. It's crazy. It's such a good lure. You have to try it. You have to try it. I can't say that enough. Just try it and you'll fall in love with it. Competitive options, I really don't have any. There's I don't think many manufacturers make field mice. So yeah, there's not really a whole lot of competitive options, but just try it. Oh my goodness. Whoops. See, look, I'm throwing it around. I'm gonna get another one. If I can find another one, I'm gonna buy one up, because what a lure. And if you see it, grab it, because later on in the season, when everybody's buying fishing gear, it's probably not gonna be there. It's probably gonna be sold out. I know Live Target's having a hard time keeping up because this lure is so wanted, and for good reason too, because it's such an awesome lure. You just try it. That's all I'm asking. So that's my little rant about this little lure. Man, what fun. I mean, it's just so much fun to fish. Talk about getting people addicted to bass fishing. That's one way. Take them out with this lure. Another thing I'll mention, when I fish this, I only fish it in my canoe. If I'm fishing offshore, or onshore, sorry, like if I'm just standing on shore fishing, like you see me do a lot this year, or this past year, I wouldn't recommend this bait because if you think about it, you're casting out to the middle of the lake. Well, mouse isn't going to swim just magically appear in the middle of the lake. It kind of has to swim from shore into the lake. So when I'm in the canoe, this is one that I gravitate towards, and when I fish it, I cast it as far inshore as I possibly can. If I hit solid ground on this and pull it into the water, it really makes it look real. It's hard on the underbody of the bait if you keep throwing it up on the ground all the time, but if you hit rocks and you pull it into the water and you just kind of do your thing, it looks really natural to the fish, and that's where I've had my most luck with it. Not saying that you can't fish with it from standing on shore. I've seen people do it before, but it's just a certain way that I like to fish it, and that works best for me. And in the evenings as well. Evenings and early mornings is the best time for this. And believe it or not, I've actually seen real mice swimming in my lake before. That's closest to me that has bass in it. I've actually seen mice swimming in the lake. So it's definitely one that you just can't go wrong with it. It's just an awesome lure, and you just have to try it out, see if you like it, and if you like, if you like your live target frog, if you catch a lot of fish on your live target frog, walking or hollow body, you definitely got to try this one. So stay tuned, guys. Wizman 500 here. I hope I've convinced you that this lure is awesome and you're gonna go buy one, right? No, I'm just kidding. Anyways. You got to try this lure. It's so awesome. I could rant about this all day, but anyways, guys, Wizman 500 here. Thanks for watching the live target field mouse. You got to try it. Stay tuned, guys. Wizman 500 here. Thanks for watching.